Okay, this is rated.
G.
Rated. We ain't no rated G. Y'all be cursing. So say no rated G. It's rated PG-13. Like, why do they push ratings like that so hard? Have you ever watched something on Netflix that says it's rated
PG-13?
That the other one, the one that's for TV. TV.
Why?
What's after the Y? Okay, you have MA, which is
yeah.
Do you have YG? What is that? The one is like Scandal. What Scandal and Chicago Fire, Chicago PD. Yeah, why you doing that? So the thing is, they push those ratings so hard. They're like, oh, parental discretion is advised. Let me tell you something. It's not about parental discretion is advised. Don't have your kids watching this stuff, because I watched some of this stuff like Sabrina.
Wait a minute, wasn't you the first one saying that you don't care your kids watch gore?
See, you could watch somebody get sliced up all you want, but when they start doing all the extra, the hunching and stuff, like they be going like above and beyond, like bro,
the what?
Like the hunching. You know when?
Gotta put a P in that, buddy.
No, you wait. Hold on.
All right, so we got rated Y.
Yep, that's children. The babies. Yep, that's the babies.
Y7.
That's Coco Melon. Yep.
Rated G. That's Pokemon.
Yep.
General audience. PG, parental guidance. PG-14 with TV-14.
TV-14. That's it. That's the
Parents
one you don't
strongly cautioned.
No, just don't do it.
The TV MA for mature audience only.
That's people that have Cinemax. Yeah, that's people that have Cinemax who watch stuff like Banshee. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Power, Banshee, The Sopranos, right. Game of Thrones. Yeah, but that TV-14.
So where's your line at then? As you say, you can watch your kid. Somebody get so you okay?
Yo,
if your kid is watch somebody get a head cut off.
Yes, but I'm not okay with my kids watch somebody getting hit. So that's where my line is drawn. Like, because it's like, and again, like it really just depends on, like right. Venom, right? Like, like I was okay with Venom. Like Venom has what somebody head get chopped off in Venom, right? Part 2. No. Oh shoot! Oh, because it pushed to PG-13. It was PG-13, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it depends, man. Like it really just depends. I'd never let the kids watch anything that I haven't watched first. Obviously, I think when it has like a TV-14 rating, I don't let them watch TV-14 stuff because they push. Man, they push the. Think about it. One Scandal, TV-14, Chicago Fire don't have.
They do though. They have.
They push.
The thing is, they push it. They push all the boundaries sexually. This is a conversation already. We're really getting off topic.
Yeah, that's fine. We know it's Random Rants. Not for real, because they do, and they don't do it by using more blood or cursing. Like they do other stuff, like you said, sexually. Like they go above and beyond, to push the sexual narrative. And I'm like, but don't rate it TV. Don't rate it 14. I know what it is.
So what's the standards to a 14-year-old? What's the same thing what you just said? But look, the thing about it is like what you just said, right? Like what you let your kids watch is different from what I let my kids watch.
No, of course.
And so forth. So the problem lies that what a 14-year-old is supposedly allowed to watch, but from their perspective, I think they just want to push the boundaries. I don't think they're thinking about what 14.
Not really. Yeah, they put the limit on. They literally say, "Hey, this is what you cannot show." That's all they care about.
And from a writer's perspective, you're gonna write the scene however you want to and let them scale it back. You're not gonna scale it back. I mean, you could of course have the scene fade, but if I'm writing for a show, that they're gonna want to not have it fade to black.
No,
they're gonna want at least go to second base, second base. Now I don't think about second base, but like at least first base all the time. Every single time.
Well, again, but that's the networks versus the writers anyway. At the end of the day, like it's what the networks will allow, like them to show, or even like visually. You as a TV and movie watcher, how much does and Jeffrey would be a better person to ask for this because he actually does shoot like he direct.
Why?
What happened?
Why is he a better person to ask?
No, because he would have a different perspective as far as like because he actually films. So I wonder like so for us as viewers, already. No. I mean because it's two different questions. It's what you write versus what you're like comfortable with seeing and shooting. So my question to you is: Does nudity, like showing nudity, does it help enhance a scene, or do you think it's just whatever?
I I have a little bit. I'm gonna tie that to violence too, if you don't mind. We had this. I got jumped, and I still stand my ground that you don't need a rated R movie to be great. It could be rated PG-13, and they showed the. As you told you, somebody got sliced in the neck. Just now in the trailer, just fine.
I mean, it's thousands of great PG, it's like thousands of great PG-13 movies.
So
like, it's not a twist.
You don't have to. It's not like back in the days where they won't show it. They'll show the knife, but they won't show the person. And they'll show the person get killed now.
So if you watch like Night of the Living Dead, where they will show somebody, a rated R movie will show somebody getting their head cut off, and they'll show like the guts and bloods. They'll cut that and just show. They might show. I don't know. They'll show the hair rolling. Exactly. Yeah. So back to it.
Yeah, but to answer your question, which was what again?
Like seeing like nudity, or in your case, like excessive violence. Does it just oh, that's really cool, or
for me it's a turn off.
It's whatever.
And I know you're gonna bash me because when I write, you say I could be gory sometimes, but see, I don't do it for shock value. When I write, I do it because I generally feel it's part of the story and part of the character development.
That's the
so I have a reason for it, not necessarily because I think this is cool, and I think opposite. Like honestly, I don't even write fighting scenes anymore. But so from a violence perspective and from a nudity perspective, when it's done for a purpose, then I believe it's.
I mean, as a viewer, I'm talking about as a viewer.
It's. Well, I can't view. I mean, I'm a writer, so I can't view it. It's hard to like separate those two.
No, I'm saying you didn't write the show. That's what I'm saying. Like, not how you.
The way I appreciate it is that's what I mean. The way I appreciate it, it's hard for me to appreciate it if I feel they're doing a disingenuous job and showing nudity or violence just just to hype it up. Like there's some parts in Game of Thrones where I think it has to happen, but then other parts where it's just like.
They just show naked people just to show naked people. Exactly. They just showed
violence just to show violence, so that's where I will say that Game of Thrones went wrong. I mean, who am I to say that it sells obviously,
but that nothing to do
both things sell, but as far as integrity and like I don't think I personally don't think it has. I think you get to a amazing story with
as we've seen plenty of time, like excellence, like okay, I'll give you
Dark Knight.
Dark Knight. But even let's just put him in like the situation where the Titanic, right?
Yeah.
Like we knew like there were aspects of it. Like when Rose was getting painted, right? You knew that was strictly from an artistic perspective. But you can also see how it could have done without it. But they took it a step further so you can visualize it from I'm about to say Leo's, from Jack's, perspective and really live into it. So they showed the camera the way they did, but they also didn't, do it too long.
I think that was tasteful. I think it was
tasteful. It absolutely was tasteful. And then, but when they had sex, they didn't show it. You just saw, like you knew it was doing it, and then the handprint, PG-13, right? And that was, by the way, I think in. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure historically, Beta, that was the first PG-13 movie where they actually showed like nudity. So I promise you, when I was younger, I'm like,
trust me, bro. That's trust me, bro. Stat.
I'm like,
trust me, bro. Stat.
That's exactly, because that's exactly. I promise you, because 1997.
It was a reference. Trust.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I've been watching them.
Trust
me, I know. I was born then. I watched a lot of PG-13 movies.
I watched that movie live. In 1997, that's how old.
In the movie theater.
In the movie theater,
I had it on tape, so it was like 90, probably like the end of 97, early like 98.
Yeah. Then I went home and I took the couch pillows. I took it off the couch and I lined it up and I broke it into like Titanic.
Wow, you're a sick bastard. Yeah. I just rewind a certain part of it over and over. But with like the scene that tripped me out to this day was when they was calling for the kids, like the boy, and the daddy took him and ran right into the wave that came into the ship. You're supposed to be making another Titanic, not the movie, but an actual ship.
Part. I don't remember.
Oh, yeah, that's the sad part.
My sad part is, and it's not. See, yours is a little bit different, but mine is just classic one. Mine's classic. The part with the two old people. They laying in the bed. They laying in the bed, and they. And it's funny that based on a true story that couple, it was the owners of Macy, and the dad, the male, the husband, wasn't let on the ship. So because he wasn't let on the ship, the wife told him and this is what the people say, that we've been together all our life, and I want to be the end with you too. So yeah,
dang,
and that's it.
Dang. No, but that was extremely for sure. Like that was a whole different sadness for sure. Yeah, mine was like that one with the kid stuck with me. It wasn't the most like the saddest thing. That couple,
the kid died too.
Why? The water rushed in and killed them both. Like Jack, it was trying to ask the man.
Okay, well, you talking about I think
in the bottom,
in the corridor.
Yeah, when it was in the corridor, like, hey, let him come with us, and then like, no, boom, Peter.
Oh no, the kid grabbed onto something, man. He grabbed onto something. He swam away. He swam away. That's what happened.
Hey, so
he swam away.
Man,
he watched his father die, and he grew up.
Yeah, he grew up. We could tell a story. He's the reason why the Titanic was made. Him and Rose.
He wrote a book.
So, but going back, so yeah, I'm with you 100%. Like, it really just depends on how they like it's the context of it always matters. I've seen way too many shows and way too many movies to appreciate how how some directors decide not to go that route, and more people in Hollywood are kind of standing up for themselves by saying, hey, we don't want this. But I still think it is and it's an art, right? Like, so some people feel like, in order to tell this particular story, like, I would like for it to look like this on the screen. And as obviously as a writer, if I write something a certain way and I would like to see it depicted, like on screen that way, I can understand that. But I also, at least from what I've gathered from like stuff I started reading, because I didn't read that, I read, but not as much as I do now before we started writing.
Right.
If that makes sense. And I learned to, and I can see things
which
from,
it doesn't.
I know it really doesn't. Tip to everybody, an urban pen, a preview. Please read if you're gonna get into writing. Like, read your genre.
Matter of fact, get into writing, even if you don't. I mean, get into reading,
even if
you don't want to write.
Yeah, even if you don't want to write, because I wish I had read more novels, and I've read some really good stuff. Like, I've growing up, because school you have to read, so but it's like it's not nearly enough. Now that I'm writing, I'm like, dang. So this is what
in the Bronx, they don't make you read a lot, but
Miami-Dade County Public Schools system. Likewise,
I did read Goosebumps.
Oh my God, I grew up on
Goosebumps. So Goosebumps, that was a good one. But like, I went to a lot of schools growing up, and it's funny because the schools that I had to read the more was the rich schools I went to.
Mm-hmm.
Late Placid. I'm not gonna say.
No, you can't, because we want to get
Late Classic.
Well, he met Adrian Peterson, y'all. He got dominated. I know y'all heard the story before, but yeah, he wasn't a big man on campus anymore. That kid grew up to be Adrian Peterson.
You like to say that because I like to talk trash.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, that one time I got dominated. I swear that traumatized me, and that brought me down to level. It brought me humbled.
I'm telling you, like, when
it's always somebody bigger than you,
and faster. I got smoked by that kid at lunchtime in front of everybody. Yep.
I forgot what I was gonna say, but
you're talking about the reading and how schools that are richer.
No. Well, even about the reading, as far as the reading and the writing is funny, because when you when we first started writing, and we didn't read as much as we do now.
Yeah,
I think part
novels he's talking about.
Yeah.
He's talking about novels.
Yeah, we did read, obviously.
Yeah.
But some people don't read, actually. I heard somebody who posts articles that don't read it.
Okay.
You told me that, matter of fact. I'm not gonna say no names. I'm not gonna say
okay.
names.
All right. Yeah, keep going. Yeah, what you're saying about reading. Yeah.
No, but to go full circle with that, when you're writing a scene, and you when you're writing a scene and the nudity and the violence has to be part of the character, right?
Yep.
And that's one of the things you learn from reading the big boys, reading is how they construct it, how they construct the scenes. And it's not to say that, I'm a better writer than a lot of these, but I could be, honestly. But a lot of these Hollywood guys, the problem is that they're stuck with their own agendas and wanting to push whatever narrative they want, whether it's politically or corporate.
Mm-hmm.
And that gets in the way of because I have to give them benefit that they can't be this dumb, just like I give GMs a benefit that even though they do some dumb
really
moves in
dumb
all
stuff.
sports.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because you can write a script, right? And then they might look at it, hey, we need more of this. So then you I hope that coffee is black. So you need more. You
I'm
need
not
more.
that much of a man.
Mine. Yeah, it's terrible. Like, let me tell you something.
Drinking that black, the Republican
just straight
one.
Black, the straight black coffee. It's
it
disgusting.
is Republican one though.
It's straight black coffee, and it's absolutely terrible. But
3 grams of sugar is not gonna kill you, Mike.
Okay. Fun fact: I just hit it at half a key lime powder a day. Yep, massive key lime powder, half of it. One sitting, just
insulin.
Oh no, without just exactly. So, and then because I'm recording, guess what? I'm not doing tonight. One, I'm not going to the gym.
Oh,
so it's double whammy, right? It's like, okay, if I eat a key lime pie in my mind, I'm like, ooh, I could go work it off, which it doesn't work like that, but at least to some extent. So yeah, I'm right there with you. Like, the writers, they tend to have other people that's, if we give somebody our work, they'll look at it, they want to, turn to a script, hey, we need more of this. Where we want to show Malaya, full frontal. But I mean, I don't know, fam. Like, I mean, that's out of our control. You give me that, and that's kind of that's where control. That's where the disconnect is. Kind of like you just said, like, the writers have on agenda, but it's not even so much as the writers. Like you said, the studios, hey, we want to push this, to the forefront.
Yeah. So well, I mean, they are getting the good thing about cancel culture, I guess, is that some people are getting checked with that.
Yeah.
So at least, there you go. So at least some of the stuff that you have, the issues that we have in the past, it doesn't show up as much.
Mm-hmm.
It's also limiting people as well. So I wonder why. I don't know why. Well, I guess I do know why. Why you, in your opinion, you think that they didn't do Morbius rated R or Venom? You think it's just strictly for audience purposes?
It's audience. Yeah. It's strictly for the audience, because I think they want and they need, more people to go to the movie theater. Because, okay, we loved Blade growing up, right? And Cruz had to tell me, like, yeah, and she watched it back because she, we had this conversation and she was like, oh, I thought it wasn't that bad. But then she watched it back and it's a lot of, she said, it's just a lot of, it's heavy sexualized. And so it's not just the blood, like it's super.
Say who Cruz is.
Oh,
Cruz. I said mother-in-law.
the mother
baby
of my
mama.
children. No, mother of my children, fiance.
Baby mama.
Yeah, I'm like, actually, fun fact, my youngest daughter got conceived at Wandem's wedding. So if you ever want to have a child, just attend their 10-year anniversary
coming up.
10-year anniversary coming up. I am not having any more children at that particular thing. I don't think we have 3 daughters is enough.
I can't imagine. Well, you don't trust God to get.
No, I told people this all the time. I don't trust. I met a woman with 2 girls, and then I happen to have a girl. I'm like, you know what? I'm good, God. We okay. Like we even. Like, I get
Michael
it.
Jr.
It's not meant for me to. Yeah, it's not meant for me to. It's not meant for me to have a boy. So I'm just play smart for another girl pop out. And I hope y'all do the same thing before y'all mess up y'all perfect pair.
Yeah, I'm good. My daughter drives me crazy enough, but like,
I'm telling you.
Yeah, but
yeah, I think it's strictly just to get people in the movie theaters. Strictly just to get people moving to theaters, because like how do you make the most money? Like I think it depends on the budget, right? Like, let's say if
Blade was rated R, and Blade was rated R. It was hardcore. I mean,
the budget probably wasn't even as high though. I think when you have, what you think, and what I mean is, I think if they have a super high budget, they're gonna push for it to be, I think between like 97, 98. Just put Blade 1. Or just Blade, Wesley Snipes. And I think that what ends up happening is, let's say if you have a super high budget for a movie, I think they have to scale it back. Like, they made this PG-13. See, the budget wasn't even high. Like, it was super low. So you can make that a rated R movie because you could make that back because it's a good movie. It's Blade, and it was, it's before its time in terms of, like the superhero movie, right? But Juan, they're not gonna make a $100 million budget movie rated R. Like, because you're not gonna be like, it's gonna be hard to recuperate, like, those type of funds. I think that's why they do. I think they end up, in a comic book. I think it's comic book movies too.
So today would be valued 76 million in today's money. So it's still pretty low.
It's still pretty low. Yes, not for it to be an action-packed movie, about a supernatural, character. Like you said, you said 75, 76 million. Like, that's not that bad. And they can make that easy. Like, they can make 140, like, without a shadow of a doubt. They drop Blade tomorrow with that budget. Hopefully, and I'd heard, maybe I'm making this up, maybe just me being hopeful, is Kevin Feige's Blade with Marsha, whatever his name is, Lali, whatever his name is, the budget is not going to be that high.
With this Morbius is 90 million.
See, so you had to go PG-13. Because how the heck? Like, if they'd went rated R, nobody was taking their kids to that movie. But now you kind of have the flexibility of, we seen Venom, was like, okay, we've seen Venom, so we can go and see Morbius. And Morbius is PG-13 like Venom was, and then my kids really yeah. So I think it's budget wise. I think, I think they kind of try to scale it back. But to your point, it doesn't necessarily have to be rated R. Morbius doesn't. I'm trying to think of a comic book hero that needs to be Blade. I told you, like, I always felt like Blade might have to be rated R. And it may not, but it could work. To your point, it could work without it. But I think it probably should, because of the, like, everything else that it deals with, the drugs and stuff like that. So, I don't know if drugs is considered PG-13. Like, I don't like, what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, the way they push these boundaries, man, I don't know. So
exactly, because that's I don't know what's the drugs. I mean, probably you can't use it on screen, probably.
So you're saying, like, if you use it on screen, that's rated R. If you cut away from it, PG-13.
Right.
Show them snorting the line, rated R. Putting the coke in front of them, PG-13. Who knows, man? Like, because I'm trying to think of and I'm pretty sure there's examples. I know it's PG-13 drug, like, movies that have drugs in them, but to the extent of how Blade, pushed that into the forefront.
Well, look at the Netflix Marvel series.
All those TV-14.
They were very. They I'm pretty sure they had drugs in it.
Yeah, I wonder if those were TV-14 to TVMA. What you looking up right now?
That.
Okay. I wonder if Jessica Jones was TV-14 to TVMA.
Let's see. Ratings.
Let's see. So we're looking at. So anyway, I hope they bring everybody back. Now that you mentioned it, I really do hope that they come in and bring the whole squad back. Michael Coulter, his show is doing really well that he's on. I don't want it to fail, but I need him to come back as Luke Cage. And I mean, we're supposed to do a Luke Cage fan cast that we can still do eventually.
Yeah.
So
for some reason I put Jesus.
What? So you see the movie about Jesus that they had?
We had 99.
What?
On Rotten Tomatoes at 99.
What was that?
The Jesus movie.
Which one? The Mel Gibson one or the one on Netflix?
The one on Netflix.
Hey, that was my show. It's the movie or the show? The series? Which one? Okay. Because I had this series that it was really good. I can't think of the name of it, but it's with Jesus. Why can we find whether or not if Jessica Jones was TVMA or PG TV-14?
I cannot find it.
That's weird. TV rating. That's what it is. TV rating or parental guide. That's what you have to put on. By the way, do you ever use parental guide?
No.
It's a really good thing. Like, it tells you, like, all the little things that might be, like, any sexually explicit scenes, and it's really, really, really good. Jessica Jones is an adult show. That's not what I asked you. Is the Elite? What's the Elite? Dang. Common Sense Media. Let's see. I found it.
It's actually MA.
I figured, because it has a lot of freaking sex scenes.
Rape. Sexual abuse.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I wonder if Luke Cage is the same way. I know Punishers. I know Punishers rated R.
Why? Stand corrected.
Yeah.
They are
so
bad
yeah,
examples.
Yeah, because
Well, you think Kevin
or TV?
Feige?
Yeah, Luke was also TVMA as well.
I just want Kevin to make a horror. I mean, it's probably not up his alley. I mean, not him making it, but not greenlight it. You know,
it should be Doctor Strange, right? Like you would think.
Oh
given
yeah,
that they have a
but
dude that's just like
that's the darkest.
yeah, that's the one. Yeah, because you got a Freddy Krueger, literally like Freddy Krueger type of get. So I think that's gonna be it. Yeah, I agree. Kevin, Blade should feel like a horror movie, but Doctor Strange, what's called the Multiverse of Madness,
right?
Yeah, that should be a horror movie. Like Blade should feel like a horror movie, but that
not a horror movie, but
yeah. I mean, a lot of horror, a lot of horror elements, but yeah, mostly thriller because at the end of the day, it's still a superhero movie. So, but yeah, with that said, our movie is not going to be a horror, and this show is coming to an end. So, I'm Mike. That's Juan. Until next time, people. Peace.
Adios.